Hiroo Onoda was born on March 19, 1922, in Kainan, Wakayama, Japan. His family belonged to the samurai class, known for their unwavering loyalty and sense of duty. This environment profoundly influenced Onoda's upbringing. Onoda's father was a teacher, and his family valued education and discipline. As a child, Onoda excelled in school and showed a keen interest in history and martial arts. The samurai heritage of Onoda's family instilled in him a sense of pride and responsibility. He grew up hearing stories of his ancestors' bravery and sacrifices. Onoda's early life was marked by rigorous training in both academics and martial arts. This upbringing would later play a crucial role in his extraordinary resilience and dedication. In 1942, Onoda was conscripted into the Imperial Japanese Army. He was 20 years old and eager to serve his country. Onoda was selected for special training as an intelligence officer, a role that required both physical endurance and mental acuity. Onoda's training included lessons in guerrilla warfare, survival tactics, and intelligence gathering. He was taught how to live off the land, navigate through dense jungles, and conduct covert operations. The Imperial Japanese Army emphasized discipline and loyalty. Soldiers were expected to follow orders without question and to prioritize their mission above all else. Onoda absorbed these values and excelled in his training. His instructors noted his determination and resourcefulness. This intense training would be crucial for his survival and persistence during his long years in the jungle. In December 1944, Onoda was sent to Lubang Island in the Philippines. His mission was to sabotage enemy efforts and gather intelligence. Onoda was ordered to destroy the island's airstrip and pier to prevent Allied forces from using them. He was also instructed to conduct guerrilla warfare and wait for further instructions from his superiors. Onoda arrived on the island with a small group of soldiers. They immediately began their mission but soon faced challenges. The Allied forces were advancing, and communication with the Japanese headquarters became difficult. Despite these obstacles, Onoda remained committed to his mission. Allied forces took control of the island and Onoda and his men were forced to retreat into the jungle. They continued their guerrilla activities, attacking supply lines and gathering intelligence. Onoda's training in survival tactics proved invaluable during this time. In August 1945, Japan surrendered, marking the end of World War II. However, Onoda and his men did not believe the news. They thought it was enemy propaganda meant to deceive them. Leaflets were dropped over the jungle, announcing Japan's surrender and urging holdout soldiers to lay down their arms. Onoda dismissed these leaflets as enemy trickery. He believed that he was still under orders to continue his mission until he received official confirmation from his commanders. Over the years, more attempts were made to inform Onoda and his men that the war had ended. Letters from family members, newspaper articles, and other leaflets were all ignored. Onoda's commitment to his mission was unwavering, and he continued to believe that Japan would eventually send reinforcements. As the years passed, efforts to convince Onoda to surrender continued. Former comrades and family members were enlisted to persuade him. They traveled to Lubang Island and called out to him through loudspeakers, assuring him that the war was over. Despite these heartfelt attempts, Onoda remained unconvinced. In 1952, Onoda's brother and other family members traveled to the island. They left letters and photographs hoping to reach him. Onoda found these items but still believed they were enemy trickery. His deep mistrust of any information not from official military sources kept him vigilant and cautious. The Japanese government did not give up. They made several attempts over the years to contact Onoda and bring him home. Each time, Onoda evaded capture and continued his mission. It was not until 1974 that a breakthrough occurred. Norio Suzuki's encounter with Onoda was a turning point. Suzuki assured Onoda that he was genuinely interested in his story and not an enemy agent. Onoda was intrigued by Suzuki's sincerity and willingness to listen. However, Onoda still needed official orders to surrender. Suzuki returned to Japan and contacted the government. They located Onoda's former commanding officer, Major Yoshimi Taniguchi, who had retired from the military. Taniguchi agreed to travel to Lubang Island to give Onoda the orders he needed to hear. On March 9, 1974, Major Taniguchi arrived on the island. He met with Onoda and formally ordered him to surrender. Onoda, dressed in his tattered uniform, saluted and accepted the orders. He handed over his sword and rifle, symbolizing his surrender. Section 7, Return to Japan and Public Reactions. Onoda's return to Japan was met with a mix of reactions. Many viewed him as a hero, a symbol of unwavering loyalty and dedication. His story of survival and commitment inspired admiration and respect. Onoda was welcomed with parades and ceremonies and he was honored by the government. However, not everyone saw Onoda as a hero. Some criticized him for his refusal to surrender earlier, questioning the cost of his prolonged mission. The deaths of local inhabitants during his years in the jungle also sparked controversy. These mixed reactions highlighted the complex nature of Onoda's story. Onoda struggled to adjust to post-war Japan. The country had changed significantly during his years in the jungle. He found it difficult to relate to the new society and its values. Section 8, Life in Brazil and Onoda Nature School. After his return to Japan, Onoda decided to start a new life in Brazil. In 1975 he moved to a Japanese colony in São Paulo state. There he took up cattle ranching and enjoyed the quiet, rural life. Onoda found a sense of peace and purpose in Brazil, away from the public eye. In Brazil, Onoda continued to embody the values of discipline and hard work. He became an active member of the Japanese community and shared his experiences with others. His life in Brazil allowed him to reconnect with nature and find solace after years of hardship. In 1984, Onoda returned to Japan to establish the Onoda Nature School. The school aimed to teach young people survival skills, self-discipline, and the importance of nature. Section 9. Themes of Duty and Loyalty. Hiroo Onoda's story is a testament to the themes of duty and loyalty. Throughout his 29 years in the jungle, Onoda remained steadfast in his commitment to his orders and his country. His unwavering loyalty to his mission, despite overwhelming odds, embodies the samurai spirit instilled in him from a young age. Duty was a central theme in Onoda's life. He believed that fulfilling his responsibilities was paramount, even when it meant enduring extreme hardship. His sense of duty drove him to continue his mission, despite the lack of communication and the passage of time. This dedication highlights the powerful influence of cultural and familial values. Loyalty was another key theme in Onoda's story. His loyalty to his superiors and his country never wavered. Section 10. Psychological Impact of War. The psychological impact of Hiroo Onoda's prolonged mission is a significant aspect of his story. Living in isolation for nearly 3 decades took a toll on his mental and emotional well-being. The constant state of alertness and the need to survive in a hostile environment affected his psyche. Onoda's disbelief in the war's end can be seen as a form of psychological defense. Accepting the reality of surrender would have meant confronting the futility of his mission and the loss of purpose. His unwavering commitment to his orders provided a sense of structure and meaning in an otherwise chaotic situation. The transition back to civilian life was challenging for Onoda. His experiences in the jungle had shaped his identity, and adjusting to a new way of life required significant psychological adaptation.